get a little bit of background music going. And I'm back. Well, at least, you know, for... I'm only going to be doing this, this particular stream for a little bit of time. I'm not planning on doing like a full normal stream on this one. Or at least I say normal, but um, trying to, uh, let's just say, you know, my circumstances has changed. If you guys haven't, you know, kept up to speed with what's happened with me, but we're going to be um, it, unless a lot of things change on things in my real life, then um, there are certain aspects that I'm just gonna have to limit. Um, so, but I'll talk about that, you know, later on. So I made myself some notes about things that I kind of want to talk about. Um, you know, first thing that, I want to talk about is, well, you know, this was my old schedule before I had to take a break. Um, and the as much as I would like to say, hey, I'm coming back to it like full time and stuff like that, we'll have to see on that. Um, you know, uh, right now I'm working from basically like 7 o'clock in the morning till about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, um, yeah, I'm no longer in the same place that I was before. Um, I'm my before, I used to live with a gentleman that was able to basically say, hey, let's do gigabyte speeds, and we'll be able to you know watch and stream as at our maximum, you know, and not have any problems. Like no one would ever have any kind of problems with that. Um, but because I've had some financial troubles and the like, I had to move back to my. I had to move in with my brother, and the internet here is capped at um, 20 megabytes. So um, it is very, very minimum right now. So, and that's about as best as I can do right at this moment in time. Until my circumstances change, this is about as good as we're gonna go. Um, so, um, now, with that in mind, Payday 2 is out for right now. Um, I've had to, um, with my internet speeds being the way it is, I'm worried about doing any kind of like co-ops at all. Much less, um, teaming up with Team Robot right at this moment in time. Um, so, but as it is anyway, trying to get everybody back together to try to do the Payday 2 would be kind of difficult, and I'd rather get to a point where I can get an internet speed back up to a decent amount before I consider doing online play with others. So Payday 2 is out for right now. So I'll have to, um, you know, put a new game in on Tuesdays. Um, Warframe is another one that I don't know how well my internet's gonna hold up on that. And trying to team up with Blackheart might be difficult on Warframe. Um, I don't know. I haven't tested it right at this moment in time, and um, I could try to continue trying to play Warframe, but again, I don't know. Trying to stream it and play it at the same time, I'm not sure. I don't know what the quality is going to be about that. Um, so we'll, when I have a chance, I'll give it a shot and see, what I can do. And if there's a lot of like dropped frames or something along those lines, or um, like you guys are seeing me, you know, like 1 frame per second or something like that, then yeah, probably not going to. Warframe's probably gonna have to be cut. You know, um, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Hey there, Kirito. How you doing, though, bud? Um, so, um, I don't know. You know, I'll have to kind of give. I'll have to kind of look at the overall quality. Like, I'll have to like maybe stream it once without any kind of like major co-op or anything along those lines, and I'll have to kind of look at the quality after the fact and see you know see how bad it is, um, see if there's maybe some way that I can maybe punch it up a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. Warframe might be pretty difficult to do. We'll have to see. Genshin Impact, I shouldn't have too much problems, but again, this one will probably have to be solo play from here on out. Again, I don't know. Genshin Impact and Warframe are pretty much in the same boat. Massive multiplayer. And I don't know what the quality is going to be like. Um, how will the stream handle these games? You know, will I be will you be seeing it 1 frame per second, or what? I'll have to we'll have to see. So, um, I still want to continue trying to finish off the Final Fantasy VII original, although I haven't checked the save in a while. Hopefully, it's still there. Um, we're still we're getting closer to the end for Two Point Hospital, so um, that probably won't be too much more if I remember correctly. Um, and then of course, I still want to continue my journey in the No Man's Sky, but again, that's um, my computer will be able to handle these games. It's just I don't know how good it's going to be shown on stream. So, um, I um, quality visual is probably not going to be there. I mean, I'm still recording it, and recording it should still be. I should still be kind of recording it at max, or at least um, I believe I am. Don't think I changed that much in that realm. So the recordings that I will be putting up in the playlist should be at a higher quality overall. Like, frame rate, you know, graphics, audio, those should all be, more top notch. Um, so, live versus, you know, recordings is probably gonna be uh, uh, you'll probably be like night and day, maybe. Again, I don't know. We'll have to see on that. Um, am I gonna be able to do this on a daily basis? Well, we'll have to see on this one because um, I'm, you know, I'm not in a separate room anymore. Okay, I'm pretty much, you know, this is in my brother's living room right at this moment in time, and um, you know, now, if everything was like, back to normal, I would, streaming in a room without any problems whatsoever, then I'd be like, hey, let's get, an hour worth of coding in. Let's do our conceptus puzzles for an hour. I'll work on trying to get some videos uploaded and, chat with you all. And then, we'd go on to some gaming afterwards. But, you know, lately with me kind of getting home like around, um, 5 o'clock, dinner around 6. I mean, I probably wouldn't necessarily start anything until like 7 p.m., PST, on a weekday, you know. And then I'd probably have to shut it down at like, I'd probably have to go and shut it down at, 9 p.m. PST, you know. So, like, that's not a whole lot of time to do these things that I kind of want to do. Just 2 hours to kind of take care of something or take care of these. You know, what, 30 minutes per? Not a lot of time. Um, I mean, be great for like viewing for everybody, I would imagine, 30-minute segments. But, you know, when you look at like 30 minutes is not much time when it comes to like, No Man's Sky or Warframe or Genshin Impact or anything along those lines when it comes to the gaming side of things. Um, so, I might be able to do more on the weekend, but again, um, I don't necessarily want to bother my brother and his family either. Um, I mean, my brother did streaming himself, and the family, was able to, you know, he streamed, and I guess they were okay with him streaming. So I mean, it won't be too much of a problem, I guess, with me. But I don't know. I have a little bit of self-conscious on that. So um, so yeah. The weekend might, Saturday and Sunday, might be able to do more than just like 2 hours, 2 hours maybe. Um, you know, but again, I don't, trying to do this on a full time, on a regular basis might be, I don't know, might be a little tough. There might be days where I'm just tired from work and I just don't really want to hop online. Um, so the trying to do every single day here, um, that might be difficult. I'll just point it out right now. It's probably going to be difficult trying to hold to like a 2 hour window every single day. Um, right at this moment in time. So, weekends, might be a little bit better, but again, we'll have to see on that. So, um, you know, my work schedule right at this moment in time, um, it's right now I'm carpooling in with my brother. Uh, Once I get my next paycheck, then I'll be looking to establish, my own transportation. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to lose the carpool status either. I want to try to minimize as much, you know, um, uh, I want to minimize as many bills as I possibly can. I mean, adding a car bill and insurance and all that jazz, doesn't, kind of defeat, it's the exact opposite of what I just mentioned. Um, but if, my brother, is sick one day, or, uh, like if he goes out like on a vacation or something like that, then, I'd rather not deal with having to pay $30 for an Uber to get to work. Um, so, so right now, um, it's not like a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday style work that I've had before. Um, right now, it's like a 7 to 3, 7 to 4, work schedule. Um, and um, every other week I have to do Saturdays. So I have Saturday work, and I will have a day off during the week off when I have Saturday. So, so, basically, first week is going to be, Monday through Friday. Oh, and then, second week, I might have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but I also have Saturday, you know. So, like, Wednesday is off, for example. That kind of thing. And then I'll just rinse repeat. You know, so that's why work schedule is kind of chaotic right at this moment in time, and stream daily is well also going to be kind of chaotic along those lines. So um, so yeah. Um, you know, will I be able to do this on a daily basis? I don't know. I'll do what I can, but um, there may be days where I'm just gonna be kind of wiped out from work and not really wanting to try to do a 7 to 9. So um, so yeah. Um, just a heads up on what's going on there. Um, I'm not um, I'm not comfortable with doing any kind of camera right at this moment in time. Um, you know, uh, it's living in my brother's living room is you know hard, and um, I don't yeah, I'm using the webcam right now to handle this VTuber, but I'm don't feel comfortable showing off what's going on right at this moment in time. So I'm gonna stick with only VTuber from here on out until living situation changes. Okay. Um. So you know. So you won't be able to see my pretty mug from here on out for a while at least. You know. Now Discord stage and co-ops. This is another thing that I'm kind of worried about. Okay. As I've kind of mentioned, the fact that I'm limited to 10 megabytes max on just upload um, on the internet service here, where I'm currently living right now is not high. Um, so the idea of doing um, uh, I'm worried that even doing like a Discord stage, with the with the audio there is going to take up even more bandwidth that I'd rather put towards the streams itself. So right now, um, I'm probably going to have to say, no Discord stage or co-ops conversations on Discord right at this moment in time until um, I can arrange for all of us to kind of live elsewhere where we can actually afford a better internet, you know. Um, the place that we're living in right now, um, it's capped. There's no way for us to increase our internet speeds right at this moment in time. Okay. Um, I've already checked um, our internet service providers plans, and yeah, um, we're at our maximum right at this moment in time, and that's it. Not much of a maximum, but I mean, um, yeah. So that's why quality and trying to play MMO games might be difficult. So I'll see, you know, like maybe next Saturday I'll do like a, oh, actually next Saturday I'm gonna be working. Well, I'll probably have to check to, I'll probably still try to do a stream later on that night anyway, just to see like what I can do. Throw in some Warframe and see what happens. But again, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. How well will the quality be? I mean, uh, you know, Emlyn talking about, quality being 240. Yeah, well, that's why things might be a little difficult for right now. Uh, so that's why, you know, um, you know, I have plans, or I have ideas that, I want to implement, but they're going to be difficult, and they're going to take time. Okay. Um, so, you know, short-term plan, I need to get myself um, my own wheels again. So, um, I can try to help out, or I can do carpooling myself. Maybe I can find a vehicle that like a hybrid vehicle to kind of cut down on gas costs. But obviously, vehicle pricing and insurance and gas prices, that's gonna hit the wallet. So, um, but that's the short term that I'm dealing with right at this moment in time. Um, um, the the long term plan is, um, well, for every single time I've had some kind of rent situation, or I've rented a room from someone, it's always gone to someone else's benefit. Okay. Um, and it sucks, you know. No, I mean, my last my last place that I stayed at, was with a friend. So, I was helping him out with his home loan, but it was his home loan. I was helping him out with his home. I would have seen no benefit from him gaining ownership from his home by the end of it, right? Like I'm not getting like a share of his house by the end. Um, you know, I wasn't getting like, hey, I'm paying, you some room rent, so I get like 25% of your house, blah blah blah. No, that doesn't work that way. Um, so, um, so the thing is that, I don't want to get myself back into that kind of a situation again where I leave where I'm at right now, which isn't great. I'm not saying that it's I'm in heaven right now because I'm not. Um, you know, Um, and, um, I don't necessarily want to be paying someone else, you know, a, money to them for either rent to a landlord overall, or to the person that actually owns the house. And it's like, okay, well, you know, so the idea right now is that um, I'm going to start trying to see about um, working towards getting my brother and his family and myself into a larger home, um, because right now we're in an apartment. Okay. Um, and but I mean that's gonna require a lot, you know. It's gonna require a fairly hefty down payment, which means a lot of money needs to be saved. Um, it pretty much requires, myself, my brother, and his wife all working a job, you know, to cover, the cost of, the potential home loan. Because, the job that me and my brother have right now is, you know, it's not paying very well. Um, but I mean, it's an income right at this moment in time, um, so I mean, it's better than not having an income at all, right? Um, so yeah, we got, um, idea is to, potentially, you know, try to like take out like a home loan and try to get ourselves a bigger place, and hopefully a place that actually can offer us a better internet speed as well. And then once that happens, then hey, I might actually have better quality streams at that point. Um, but let's face it, there, folks. Trying to build up enough of a down payment, and trying to make sure that our credit scores are high enough to handle that is going to be it's going to take some work. Okay. um, like I took a look at, like I checked out some sites and how to like repair credit and stuff like that, and they were like, hey, it normally takes like 12 to 24 months to rebuild your credit. It's like, okay, so a year or 2 years of, well, 240p quality. I mean, that might be something that I'm just gonna have to deal with right at this moment in time. Um, and unfortunately, that's something that you guys are gonna be having to face as well, because I mean, that's about as much as I can offer right now. Um, so sorry to say, but you know, quality quality has definitely gone down. Um, and quantity will have to go down as well. So, um, until we can get ourselves in a better living situation, then yeah, that will have to be. Uh, Now, I'm back here in California, so I might try like putting in a buck or two towards the lottery here. maybe, maybe I'll have that one lucky chance to win a couple million, and hey, I'll be able to handle a lot more after that. Yeah, that's but the likelihood of that happening, yeah, well, I'm not that lucky. Um, but I mean, I can always try to shoot for them anyway, just to see. You never know, you know. Um, you know, won't be able, uh, I'm never gonna get that if I don't try for it, right? Um, so, so yeah, that's basically what's kind of going on in the background for me right at this moment in time. Um, so, um, so yeah, lower quality, lower quantity. Can't guarantee a daily game, and even then, um, you know, uh, I still want to kind of do these four things, but that's probably gonna have to, you know, I might not have a large window to do all four of those things too. Um, so there's that, and you know, uh, work schedule being chaotic means that again, this might suffer still, you know. Um, um, I still want to do, you know, I still want to do the carpool with my brother, which is, like setting it into like a 4 p.m. kind of schedule, right at this moment in time, and um, I still want to kind of keep going with that because at least it's something stable. Um, and it allows for more carpool, less gas cost and so on and so forth. So, um, because if I want to complete some of these plans that I want to try to take care of, saving money is probably going to be something that I'm going to need to kind of tackle more and more. Try to cut costs where I can, or do what I can with cutting costs. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see on that. Um, Start times, I don't really know. Um, you know, like before, um, stream times were like, 1 p.m. sometimes all the way till, who knows when I wanted to stop, for the most part, right? But, um, so like during the week and the occasional Saturday, it might be just 7 to 9, because I got an early rise. I'm gonna need to go to sleep, fairly early to handle the, wake up time and travel time and stuff like that. So, um, um, I think that's about it. All the things that I kind of wanted to talk about, all the things that I wanted to kind of cover. Um, um, I mean, I still have, I'm still gonna try to do like other things, like, try to, you know, um, oh, there is one thing that I kind of wanted to do. Um, I keep on wanting to, um, I kept on having the idea that I wanted to get, um, to like try to learn another language. Um, so, you know, there's, you know, maybe, Spanish learning, potentially. But again, it's like I don't really have a whole lot of time. So, hey there, Goose. How you doing there, bud? Yep, I still remember you guys. Um, it's been a while. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much like a lot of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about on this. Now, if you guys have like any other kind of questions that hasn't already been kind of covered by all this, then you can try to ask it now. I can't necessarily say that I'll be able to answer it. I mean, I'll still try to like have um I mean, I still have like some of the things that, is still like in the description, like the Patreon, the donation, the um you know, um um the application for Team Robot. I mean, those are still kind of doing, and those are still like up and running for the most part. Um, so yeah, we'll have to, you know, those haven't changed. So I'm doing as well as can be expected, there, Goose. Um, you know, I'm, uh, you know, I'm not exactly in the best of circumstances right at this moment in time, but I'm still surviving. So I'm still fighting, still fighting the good fight. Um, so there's plans to try to get better circumstances, but it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a quick fix. Um, it's gonna be a long term. I mean, unless someone decides, hey, Jim, here's $1 million, have at it, or something crazy at that like that, or something like that, then you know, I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? Um, but for right now, um, we'll keep on pushing forward to try to um, change the circumstances that I'm in right now and try to help out my brother and his family as well. So that's the plan. So, um, Warframe, as um, I'm not quite sure about the quality. For right now, I'm probably gonna have to stick with just um, I'm gonna test Warframe out next week as a solo, just to see how good the stream can handle it. Um, and then maybe the week after, I'll ask Blackheart to try to step on in with the um, we'll try to do like maybe a Discord stage, and I'll try to see how much I can push it. But again, the quality might suffer like a lot. Um, because 10 megabytes of upload is not a lot, you know. Um, most, you know, uh, most people basically state that, 10 megabytes of upload is like the minimum that you need for streaming. So trying to add, you know, massive multiplayer plus Discord stage plus like multiple communications might, um, and I mean that all that kind of combined together, all, you know, while like, my computer can handle Warframe. That's not an issue along those lines. I mean, I haven't lost my computer on this one. Um, it's the internet connection is what I'm most worried about. You know, you attack in the you attack in the streaming, you attack in Discord stage and communication. Um, you attack in just the game cooperation, and like I'm kind of worried about, you know I'm kind of worried that, whether or not I can actually even connect to some of the missions in Warframe. You know, not I'm definitely not going to be like the main host of missions. That's for sure. Um, Not like I was in the past. Um, but the possibility of um, me being dropped from the team or something along those lines could be pretty high. Not gonna lie. So you know, co-op with Blackheart might not necessarily happen. You know, I just have to kind of face the reality of it. Okay. As much as I might say like, oh yeah, no problem. We're gonna be co-oping with Blackheart all the time. And, well, the internet here might say no. So, um, and that's outside of my control at this moment in time. So, until my circumstances in real life change, then co-op with Blackheart is probably gonna have to stay on um, stay paused for right now. So, um, but again, I'll test them out. I'll test out the games and I'll test out the stream next week, um, and see what happens. Um, I'll be checking with my brother and his family as to see um, what times they would be okay with me streaming. Because again, I don't necessarily want to be um, I don't necessarily want to hog their internet. I mean, it's their internet. I'm I'm not paying any money to them right at this moment in time to, you know, um, although I do plan on changing that. You know, I do want to try to contribute as much as I can to help out their bills. Um, you know, now that I'm getting paychecks. Um, I'm um, still looking for work, you know, in the software development. I've taken a pause on that for right now, because, um, well, I'm not getting anywhere with what I currently have on my resume, so um, I'm probably gonna need to look into trying to see how I can reset my resume into something that might look a little bit better somehow. Um, so, um, um, well, Goose, I haven't been streaming at all. This has been my stream in a couple months. Um, you know, let's see. When was the last time that I mean, I attempted to try to stream on back in May 24th of 2025. Today being June 28th. Um, but that attempt failed. Um, it kind of dropped the stream and didn't really reconnect after that. So, and like the last stream that I had prior to that was back in March. So, uh, you know, so yeah, I've been away. um, so, um, we'll see about try to try to start back up something. Um, I still have the um, oh, almost forgot. I did um, so um, a channel that I like watching, um, uh, you know, which you know I would recommend, you know, if you guys haven't seen it or anything along those lines. There's a channel on YouTube called Jack's Films, or you know, one of his main content channels, Jack's Films. You know, I've really enjoyed his videos there. Um, he basically like you know really hits hard on the you know content creators that really don't do any kind of content creation. You know, people that just do reaction videos and don't react. He basically, you know, does a lot of, you know, criticisms, you know, on that. Or, you know, basically says, hey, you could be doing a better job. And I kind of appreciate that. Um, so if you haven't checked out his channel, and, you know, believe me, he's a much larger YouTuber than I am. He's been in business. He's been in the biz for a long, long time. Much longer than I have. So, um, so he knows a few things. So, one of the things that he recommend is something called Opus Clips, and it's basically an AI generated. It's an AI tool that you know, if you feed it a video, it will try to find, you know, ways to kind of condense it down into YouTube Shorts. And I did that with one of my last videos. I picked out 5 of the best ones that the AI kind of chose out of them, but I still haven't gotten them. I still haven't like messed with like the titles of them and like the descriptions and made them public yet. So that's probably something, you know, that is something that I've been kind of wanting to do is make them public. Um, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that Opus clips on a regular basis because they require a lot of money to use their tool, and so yeah, probably not going to be doing too much on that. I mean, if the channel was paying for itself, then I'd probably be using it more because I don't do any kind of editing. um, but that will have to be for later. Um, and of course, you know, I still have all the videos that I haven't made public yet, and um, I've uploaded a bunch of videos. Um, January of this year, you know, and I still have all of like the rest of January's, February's, and March's left to kind of upload um, onto my channel and put them into their respective playlists and stuff like that. So there's still content that I need to um, make public. So we got that. Um, let's see. Any other little last details that I can probably talk about? Let's see. Well, we're up to 377 subscribers, so that's fantastic. Thank you all for subscribing. As always, thank you for continuing to be there. Um, um, you know, slowly but surely we keep on going up. So, um, and if I can push a little bit more on that, then I might be able to make that 500 subscriber mark, and you know, um, apply for um, some potential like YouTube ads or something like that, or try to get in on some monetization that way maybe. So we'll see. You know, we'll keep on slowly growing. You know, slowly pushing forward on that. So, um, with shorter video times, like like how I was talking about, like hey, 2-hour window of like potentially doing 5 different things. Yeah, probably what is that gonna be? Well, not, I mean not even 30 minutes per. You know. Um, um, let's see. How much time would that be? 24 minutes. You know. Yeah, that seems kind of silly, doesn't it? But I don't know. well, um, well, I'll have to see. I'll have to see like what time I can normally start and what time I should end. Because again, I don't necessarily want to go too late for the early morning work time. So, but that's gonna be it for today. Um, I just wanted to kind of give you all like a general update as to what's been kind of happening on my end. Um, um, obviously things are not going back to the way it was. You know, back in March and prior to that. It's not going to happen unless I somehow find some kind of rich uncle that decides to gift me a couple $1,000,000. That's not going to happen. So, um, so we'll keep on pushing for better circumstances, and um, hopefully you all will continue to stay with me on this journey. Um, so, um, but yeah, um, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. If you guys have any other like additional questions or concerns or anything along those lines, then you know, feel free to ask them now. Um, but yeah, um, I think I think that's where I'm gonna go ahead and kind of call it here for today. Um, something short, something sweet. Well, an hour isn't exactly short per se, but I mean, I had a lot to kind of talk about. So, um, we'll see. I'll try to keep you guys all informed as to you know, what's gonna happen from here on out. You know, um, keep an eye on the Discord. I'll try to keep you guys all informed there. Um, so, um, oh, also, just as a, just to let you folks know, um, this Discord isn't necessarily for me. It's for everybody that joins up. So, I've made a lot of categories, of like different topics and stuff like that. And if you guys want to talk or talk about stuff, like even with everybody there, or if you want to use like the voice channels that I have for some of the games, you know, um, you know, um, that's I don't think I've restricted much in that avenue. I mean, I've pretty much restricted the stages, but I mean the voice channels should be pretty much open for anybody to use. I would, I would hope. I mean, if there are some problems with the Discord, I mean, feel free to let me know. Um, but like if you guys wanna talk about like Minecraft or something like that in my game section, then you're welcome to do that. Okay. I don't necessarily want you guys feeling like you need like my permission or anything along those lines. So, um, you know, I'm sure that you probably found other discords that have um, you know discussions going on and so on and so forth. But you know, you're welcome to use my Discord, to discuss other things as well. So, And, like I said, if there's things that, you'd like to maybe add to the Discord, you know, let me know. But that's going to be it. So, um, so just as a thank you to Amlin, Kirito, and Goose, I want to thank you all for stopping on by and chatting with me. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end today's stream you know, for today. Um, I'll again see what I can do to, try to make things a little bit better. Um, oh, there is, the other thing that, kind of kicked around a little bit as well was doing like a multi-stream. Don't necessarily want to try to go back to Twitch, but at the same time, you know, having potential more eyes on the channel to try to, you know, grow the community a little bit more. Um, doesn't necessarily hurt, but at the same time, I'm also worried, streaming internet limitations on that as well. So I don't know. There's some things for me to test and try out and figure out and poke around with and all that kind of jazz. So we'll see what we can do. So, but that's gonna be it for tonight. I want to thank you all for stopping on by. Thank you for chatting with me. But that's gonna be it for tonight. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. But until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. I'll catch you strangers next time.